Okie dokie, so today is another push day focused on holds. And you know, with these, basically every training, right? What I like to do is do some fixed style of training for a while. So I'll start kind of light, you know. Like for example, with these holds, I started doing like 30 seconds and it was kind of easy. And then I just try to improve upon that one style of training every time I do it. And it's kind of like riding a wave, so to speak, because you know, every time you try to improve upon your last training, you know, eventually your body is not going to be able to catch up anymore, and naturally the intensity will go up. But as your intensity goes up, you know, your body starts to adapt as well. So it's kind of like riding this wave, you know, you started the wave is still small, it's easy to ride, it's easy to manage, right? And then as the wave becomes bigger, it's more difficult to control, you know, you start to not be able to catch up on the wave anymore, and eventually the wave comes crashing down and you start riding a new wave, right? So it's this wave of intensity where first, you know, you do some kind of training, you focus more on form and the intensity is lower, and then gradually the intensity goes up, and then once you hit that plateau, once you feel like you can't progress anymore on that one training, that's where you know, crash down. You do like one final push of training, one final very intense training, and then you go back to something else, right, but similar, and basically focus on form for a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do today. It's gonna be that final push. So no matter what my performance actually is, I'm gonna focus on my perceived intensity. You know, I wanna have like an intense training. So even if I feel weak today, right, I'm not gonna care about it. I'm just gonna go on and in my weak state, do whatever I can to make this training feel very intense, if you know what I'm saying. So what I've been doing the last couple of trainings and what I'll be doing again today is weighted planche holds. You know, we started out relatively light with like 25 seconds of like regular planche hold volume. And today I'm gonna try and get 50 seconds, which is a lot. Last time I didn't even get to 40, I believe. So, you know, it's gonna be a big jump, but like even using dynamic holds, you know, getting into the planche using some momentum and only being there for 1 second and doing that for reps, like just some way, somehow, I wanna get to 50 seconds, and that's gonna be the bulk of my training. And then after that, you know, I imagine we will do some finishing stuff as well, but you know, first I want to worry about this 50 seconds because, oh boy, that's going to be very hard to do. But it's these hard trainings, you know, these final pushes that will get you over the edge. Because once you recover from those, you know, you're on your way to get some serious gains, you know, get stronger, get bigger, whatever your goals are, right? It's going to happen from like hard trainings where you really push your body. So I'm going to finish my warm-up here and catch you on the first hold set. Okay, boys, I feel fat, sluggish, whatever the fuck is going on, but it doesn't matter. I want to get 10 seconds like a fat PR on the holds with 2 kilos on my feet. Like, I don't know, I feel fucking weak, but I feel like we can do it, so let's prove ourselves right. 10 seconds. Let's fucking go. I know, the form is breaking down. But that's 10 fucking seconds, I don't care. Okay, perhaps I should do a bit of a time lapse because we've got 40 seconds of volume left. Now I might use some dynamic holds, but it's gonna take quite some sets, to say the least. That was the math. And it was not a fart. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to some dynamic holds now. I'm at 40 seconds total volume of holds, which is a PR. But I want to get 50 seconds of total volume today. To just really tire my body the fuck out. And these dynamic holds, in case you don't know, you'll see in a second, but it's basically you're using momentum to get into the position you want. In my case, the planche position, right? And even though I'm not able to hold it, I can go back to a tuck planche position, which is easier, and then do it for reps. So I will use dynamic reps into the planche and try to hold it each time. Try and fail, of course, but still try and get like this minimal moment, this tiny extra moment of volume in the planche where I'm under max tension in the position. So if you're looking to increase your volume at max intensity to like, let's say you just unlock the full planche, right? And your hold is 2 seconds. If you do these dynamic holds, you're going to get more volume in the planche and most likely be able to increase your holds up to like 5 seconds. And then from there, you can start training the full planche properly, right? So yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you're stuck on like a certain progression for like 2 or 3 seconds. In my case, it's just to increase volume, but yeah, 2 sets, let's go. Alright, what's important is that you really try to hold it every time. I'm gonna do this for one more set and superset it with a lean planche hold to get a bit of a longer set, right? Because I'm aiming to get a 20-second hold eventually, so I need some kind of endurance as well. So one more set of this dynamic hold combined with the lean planche. All right. All right. Whew, that's a lot of holds for today. So yeah, now I'm gonna remove these weights off my feet first of all, and then do some floor planche to just finish off this workout, because up until this point, I've done a lot of static skills, right? I've basically only done holds this workout, but remember that there is a whole other part to workout as well, which is dynamic stuff. So you want to combine both of those to have a good workout, like having a balanced diet, having a balanced workout. So it's not like you have to be in camp A or camp B of I like statics or I like dynamics. No, just take a bit of everything, right? Take everything that you like and use it to your advantage. So if you want to train, it's like the same with skills, right? Do you train skills or do you train basics? Well, you can do both if you want to, right? There is benefits to every sort of training, every kind of training. So, pick what you like, combine it, and make it into a formula that will give you the gains that you want. So for now, for me, I've done a lot of holds here. I like doing push-ups. I like doing planche push-ups. So I'm gonna do some floor planche here, try some push-ups, right? And basically finish off the workout. Although I'm a bit worried about how much energy I have left. But yeah, that's something we'll find out when we do the first push-up set. All right, let's try something. All right. This particular thing, right? Like the deep push up in the full planche on the floor. I was looking back at videos yesterday. That used to be like the peak of my training, and now I'm doing it after insane volume spamming on weighted planche. So, needless to say, I'm very happy with this. What I'm trying to say is like, I mentioned it before, right? Sometimes you have like a bad day. I don't feel particularly good today. I'm just pushing it very hard. But like on those bad days where you feel like, oh, I don't have a lot of energy, if you look back just like a certain period in time, right? Like a few months, or in my case, I think it's like 1 year or 2 years ago, right? If you look back at those moments, you're like, hey, I was doing it and I was fucking happy. And like now it's literally just me playing around at the end of a very hard workout, and it's better quality than it was before. Plus, like 10 kilos heavier in body weight. So, progress might be slow, but definitely you're getting somewhere. So just keep training hard, boys. Let's do another set. Whew. All right. That's a good finish. I moved the whole 10 centimeters forward with doing those push-ups. Okay, so this training was fucking amazing. I am so satisfied. I mean, I wasn't in the best shape. I felt sluggish, whatever. But the intensity was there. I was able to dash out every ounce of power I had. And boy, that's fun. I mean, if you can't do these trainings every day, which is unfortunate, you just can't recover from it. But it's like I mentioned in the beginning, right? You pick a style of training, you pick an exercise, you start focusing on the form, doing it light, and then you gradually increase the intensity over a couple of weeks or a couple of months even, right? And then at one point, your intensity will just be too much to handle, too much to recover from. And at that point, just before the wave comes crashing down, you can just go balls to the wall, put out every ounce of power you have, and basically, give like a bit of a shock to your system, right? Give a shock to your body, because that's what triggers the fucking response from your body to grow, to get stronger, right? Whatever your goal is, your body is gonna adapt to a strong stimulus. So, yeah, very, very fun training today. This one is gonna take a while to recover from. So, yeah, I can imagine the next push day being a bit less intense than this one, but yeah, it was worthwhile. So I really enjoyed myself. I would recommend like try this style of training for yourself as well, right? Pick one exercise, one main exercise that you want to focus on, bring it up gradually, right? Hypertrophy style, do a bit more every time, and you'll notice, right? Eventually, you're gonna like leap into a plateau. You're gonna like head into a wall, right? And where you feel like you can't progress much more. It's gonna be difficult to do better than last time, basically. And when you hit that spot, right? That's where you just want to go balls to the wall one last time before choosing a different exercise or a different way to do your exercise. Like basically something different, right? Something to spice things up, something to give your body a different stimulus, and the cycle basically begins again, right? Because you start with something new, you focus on the form and the technique, you do it a bit lighter, and at that point, your body is recovering from the previous cycle. And then once again, the intensity goes gradually up, with the weeks, with the months, and you basically do it all over again, right? You feel like you're hitting a plateau. You go again with like a baller workout. and you just repeat the cycle. You know, you ride a wave until it becomes so big, and then just before crashing down, you know, you jump out of it, you go onto a new one. That's basically what you want to have. So yeah, I mean, I'm just so fucking happy and excited for today, like from today's workout, right? I mean, it was yeah, I enjoyed myself. I'll say that much. So I'm gonna see you tomorrow for a pool day, and yeah, basically now take a shower and have some breakfast. So I'll see you tomorrow.